People like me.
That's some booty, Jim.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Everyone is so mean to me.
I am Jim Rutledge.
You never go full Rutledge.
We all know never to go full Rutledge, but you should never go full ham bone on a weekday night.
That's absolutely ridiculous, fellas. I'm going to walk you through how my Saturday is going to go. I'm going to sit down, make myself a little cocktail, cut up a little gummy right in the hat. I'm going to call my bookie, Fat Rob, Grand Rapids. Have you met him? No, yeah. He's a priest, so he's a bookie and he's a priest.
I don't know what exactly all happened there, but...
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio with Matt Hamilton and alongside Colin Russo, here's Jim Rutledge.
What the hell is going on today? What does Colin Russo have on Jesse Nelson, Matt Hamilton? What? This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
Primetime Wollersheim behind the glass in the Everlight Solar Studio. And Colin Russo has some exciting news. This is not the news that we're announcing tomorrow on Rutledge and Hamilton about the big ESPN Madison signing. This is one of those where we lost a free agent, Matt Hamilton, that Colin Russo is going south.
Yeah. What are we, the Badgers men's basketball team?
Right, yeah. We lost AJ Store here. Colin, give us the update on you. And apparently you're here for a whole damn hour because you have something on Jesse Nelson.
Yeah, I told Jesse, I'm like, hey, like maybe I could stop in for a segment or two. And Jesse's like, you're locked in for the 4 o'clock hour with Rutledge and Hamilton. So I'm like, hey, I'll take it. I'm always happy to come back. You know, it's been a little bit of hiatus for me. I was involved. I mean, Jim and I, when Matt was MIA for a month and a half.
That's true.
in April and May, it was really Jim and I taking it over. And Ryan, I got to ask you, did you end up getting a date from the in exchange?
Look, there are still things developing. I'll say this. Look, the Mac Fund is a great cause, and so am I. You can have you can donate to 2 charities if you call in 844-770-3776. Take primetime on a date. Still open, still available, and the Mac Fund still raising money for Midwest athletes against childhood cancer. Do it for the kids. That's all I say.
What's your charity?
What's
what's your acronym?
It's me.
Yeah.
M-E.
I am curious if someone does take that chance to go on a date with Primetime. You guys, you splitting it? You going Dutch? Or are you buying? Are they buying?
I'm buying. Well, actually, Lee from Moose Chris is buying after the gift card he gave us the last time he was here in studio. I plan to take whoever this is to Moose Chris in Middleton, and I got a $50 gift card from Lee. Very generous guy. He shook my hand afterwards. It was his mistake, but hey.
That'll probably pay for a meal.
Exactly.
You like food, good food at Ruth's Chris, and you like good company. You got Ryan Wallersheim right here.
There you
so
go.
You just call in.
Yeah, I'll create a whole show open for
Make
you.
sure he has you home before dark.
Well, you're gonna get an interview out of it. You gotta get she's gonna have to get interviewed after it, right?
Exactly.
Like you're gonna have to give us a breakdown of. I think you gotta get him out of the studio.
Yes, that is true.
And then have somebody
remote
else
broadcast.
produce it so he can just listen and he's not involved. And that's how
So
you
there
do
are
it.
2 things. One, is the Bachelor or is it the Bachelorette? Because I see I was not invited to play, but there is a bracket happening now for the Bachelor.
So I think
in
the
office?
Bachelorette is currently going on.
Okay.
On ABC.
Oh, she went to UW. You know that?
Yes, that's what it is. That's
So wait,
the connection.
Let me make this clear. The Bachelorette is one girl, bunch of guys.
Correct.
The Bachelor is one guy, bunch of girls.
Yes.
Okay, let's make that clear.
Which one is on? Which one is the office pool on then?
Wait,
You're not invited either?
No, I
There
was
are
not
sheets
invited to
in
the
the-
Bachelorette pool.
Privy to this either.
No.
Oh, I'm not invited. There's just sheets in the office. That have,
Wait, what?
That have a bunch of men on it, and it says Bachelor.
Oh.
Maddie Hayes, give me a thumbs up. Is this a Bachelorette sort of?
It's like a March Madness.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you actually, Maddie, if you could bring that in here, should we try to do some sort of Bachelor thing for Prime? Thank you, Maddie. For Primetime Wollersheim here. So this is
Should we just do like
the Bachelorette season 21 bracket is going on here. There are looks like 20 guys on this list here. And you kind of just work 21, and you work your way down.
There's 21 guys.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Have you ever been into that stuff? The Bachelor? Like, that's a huge thing amongst
never
people
actually.
my age. I don't know. It's like a big reality thing, and people get so into it.
my wife's into. I don't. Sorry if I offend you with this. Trash television. My wife likes trash television.
Keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, right now her new show that she's like gets out of and back into is called Love Island.
I've
And it's
heard
some,
of
like,
this. That's
English
another one that
people.
people love.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is the worst show I have ever seen.
All right, 844-770-3776. Do you watch The Bachelor / Bachelor at 844-770-3776? There's many great things about my wife, but one of them very high on the list is she does not watch any of these trash television shows, so I've never been either sucked in or even seen it around the TV.
Well, it used to come on after Survivor. So in like 1998, when I watched Survivor with my mom,
Is Survivor
you would
still on the air?
I think it is.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's such a big brand. I feel like.
Sounds right. Yeah, I think Survivor's still going. I don't know who's watching.
Who
it.
watches that?
There's so many of those like garbage reality. You got to take a person out of the house or whatever,
Yeah.
just creating drama. It's all fabricated drama.
Just watch
the
sports.
It's the producer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original. What is it?
Reality TV.
Reality TV.
Just watch
television.
sports if you want reality TV. Daniel the Landscaper chimes in. How about you take me, Ryan? During the free meal, he'll play your wingman.
Okay.
So he will track
Okay.
down a date for you.
At a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Wait, who is this? Sorry, this Daniel the
Lots of singles
Landscaper.
go to
Yeah, a lot of single
steakhouse.
people go to the steakhouse to hang out.
Yeah. First of all, and also it's a $50 gift card, Daniel. I'm not paying for 3 meals here. Come on, I'm taking my date and I'm paying for
Just
them.
get an appetizer.
Also,
Yeah,
David,
Okay,
needs
so
water.
now Ryan's getting awfully picky. For
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
with
yeah.
two
Pickers
months.
can't be
Wait,
choosers. Come
Not
on.
even a nibble.
Daniel the Landscaper's looking for a free meal. I'm not just here to like help feed him on a weekday night.
You might learn something. You chat. Yeah, because he's gonna
He
be
might
a wingman.
recognize somebody
Okay.
who has a
Teach you a
friend
little
who's
bit.
a single lady. And
All right, well that's different. If he's gonna wingman and actually set me up on a date, that's completely different. But if he's just like, oh no, whoever your date
does
is,
that
just
make-
take me with through
Does that
Chris.
make him your pimp? If,
Okay, well,
Whoa.
if he's
I
getting
think that's
dates
a-
for Ryan, hey,
that's a little much.
I got this lady that wants to go out with you.
No, I mean you can. It's remember this is for charity, so he is just a
She's not getting paid, Jim.
head of the board of directors.
You're giving her. You're taking her out with a gift card.
And because I'm paying for their meal. That's not. That's what.
And he
Hold
said,
on. First
and
of
I
all,
said,
first
are
of all,
you-
can we? I
are
gotta
you
throw
being
this out
pimped?
here. I gotta throw this out here. For your first date, you are not allowed to bring a gift card.
Yes, that's David
That
Deerfield
is-
chimed in.
Okay.
Can't do that.
That's date 3 kind of thing.
it's a good point.
All right.
I
that's
think
fair.
a gift card kind of gives like the wrong. It's like
It seems like
It's a
it's
bad
like you're
message.
bringing a
Yeah.
coupon.
Yeah, I
to
mean
the
that's
place.
what it is.
It's, so it's like
You're trying to make an impression. It's not. It's better
Yeah.
when there's already a
It's
camaraderie.
not like don't worry, I got this, and then you drop a Ruth's Chris
Yeah,
card on the bill. Like that's
But
not
hold on, but if
classy.
The landscaper's
I got
bringing
this.
a good
Don't
point
touch
here.
your wallet. I got this. I got 3 coupons.
I got 3 coupons.
Hey, after this, we're going. After
We
this,
get
we're
2
going to
appetizers. We get the 3rd one free. So
That's why Daniel the Landscaper comes with. It's a Groupon, actually.
yeah. Eat up.
Wait, after this, we're gonna go Kohl's. I'll get you some. I got some Kohl's cash.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold.
That's what
clothes?
I mean.
I want to spoil the date.
Oh, we can go to
let's go pretty-
Starbucks.
yeah, let's go.
I spent $10 for a $20 gift card with the coffee, so now we can get all the aperitifs after dinner we want.
Aperitifs? Oh.
Okay. No, Daniel Landscaper, Matt, is sweetening the deal. He said he'll pay the tip, and his wife is a nurse. And he says there's plenty of single nurses out there
That's
that
a
he
good
knows.
point.
All right.
I gotta say, Daniel the Landscaper is the only person chiming in on this right now. He is so invested, more than me, I think, at this point.
I liked it, but honestly, so you are kind of paying Daniel to then bring a date. That's my
Wait,
question
so
about.
now I'm paying Daniel by including him in the meal?
Well, if you are basically right, aren't you kind of like you're enticing him with free food?
Enticing? He offered.
You are
Bring-
befriend him, and he's going
I
to
didn't
help you
ask for
find a
this.
date.
I didn't ask for
You're an
this.
enticer. You're-
Not an enticer? Okay, let's watch out there, sir. No, I think that he brings up some good points. That gift card's probably not a great way to start if it's a first date. That's a fair point.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
a fair question. Is when can you start using a gift card?
I think
if you're
it's
taking
gotta
somebody
be
on a
like
date.
post.
'Cause I wanna go to
the
Ruth's
first
Chris.
3. I don't think you can. You can still go to Ruth's Chris.
Just go with these 2.
Go to Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swill a happy hour. You can
Go
take me
these
to the
two.
happy hour.
Yeah, it's not your fault
Oh,
if
a
there's
happy hour,
deals
okay.
going on.
And honestly, happy hour is the best first date.
Okay, good point.
You don't want to ask out for a dinner. Like it's been a
Dinner
long
first
time.
date. Dinner first date. Yeah, that's kind of
That's
aged out.
the-
I feel like.
Yeah, and it also lends itself to a no because that's a bigger commitment. And so if they're like on the fence, and they're like, I'll give this guy a chance or not.
Wait,
if they say
so like dinner and a movie and like a malt afterwards isn't a good first
and a
date?
malt?
I don't think-
Yeah,
how
share
old
a
are
malt.
you?
Like,
16-year-old
you pull
Matt
out,
Hamilton?
yeah.
Right.
This
Someone
is a
in a
little
poodle
out-
skirt
this is
comes
a little
out with their
outdated.
roller
This is
skates
outdated.
on.
Yeah.
Matt, that's outdated.
we need to get mad.
That's
Going
like a
to
6
Sonic
hour
drive-thru?
It's like a 4-hour commitment. You're going to
Yeah.
the movie. Like this is like a whole afternoon you're
Yeah.
spending with your
What,
first
you going
date.
to
I
move
feel
in
like it's
together
just
right away?
How much time do I have in a day?
I mean, I don't want to limit them to how much time they can spend with me, so I imagine everyone's that
Yeah,
way.
but you're
there you go.
But there's too much of a commitment to going. Like
Yeah,
this is
movie-
5 hours.
Dinner and a movie is a big commitment.
Dinner, movie, and you're throwing out dessert afterwards. I mean, you're
over
throwing
ice
out
cream
like
I just
4
like
different
malt.
things.
You pick her up at
wanna
5.
She's
on
back
for a
at like
malt.
a quarter after 10. Like, it's like
Yeah.
got the whole night's gone.
Slow
Like,
your roll, Jim.
whole night's gone in case date. What if I want to go
my
on
roll.
date 2 that I had lined up? Because the first one was a bust.
I want to see 2 movies in a day.
Right. Yeah, you can do a double feature.
Yeah,
So,
I see the same movie. That's the problem.
Matt Hamilton, Colin Russo, Jim Rutledge with you. We're now bringing in Maddie Hayes, who can kind of give the female perspective on the date side of thing. And we're back to Ryan not having a date. And
I can't believe I opened
I
this
don't
can
have
of worms.
headphones to hear them.
okay, well, Matt or someone can get
Okay.
headphones. You sit down because we'll ask the question here. So the first question we asked was that, Ryan, one, we said like, hey, Ruth's Chris is great. You can't bring out the gift card date 1. What are the thoughts on a gift card date 1, even to a nice place like Ruth?
Okay, if you bring out I think if you bring out a gift card, there's gonna have to be something else. Like you're gonna have to do flowers or something, or like afterwards do something.
Okay.
And you'd have to make a
What
bit.
if the gift card didn't cover the whole bill?
Then
Say the bill was like $150 and you had $50.
yeah, I think that's fine then. Yeah.
Then it's okay to bring the gift card.
I don't mind a gift card if it's like a bit. It's like, oh, I've had this gift card forever. Da, da, da,
Which I
da.
have.
Does that not? I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
is-
but would you turn it into a bit, or would you just coyly put the...
Be like,
3
hey,
Ruth's Chris
No,
steakhouse.
you-
wait, did you get us?
You can't like coyly like put it down. Then it's weird.
Like
Wait,
a
we can only do
newspaper
one
cutout,
appetizer.
like-
One appetizer.
He's got the newspaper cutout coupons
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
a gift
But
card
if
on
he's like,
top.
oh, I'm on the rate, that's a good segue
Yeah.
to, hey, I'm on the radio.
Ryan,
you
plus Lee
yeah.
is going to come over and say something to you and probably greet you and make sure you're having a good time throughout the meal.
Of course.
You're going to feel like a VIP, and they're going to think you're a VIP.
Okay.
So
Well,
like,
that-
maybe
that is a good impression.
Maybe
That is a
then,
good
when you
impression,
like are literally chummy with the owner, you can drop a gift card, and they're not gonna think anything of it. They might think next date's gonna be a Ruth Chris too, and then I don't have to hold back. I can just get that tomahawk ribeye I've been eyeing.
So,
but
JJ and Ponette chimes in, using coupons or gift cards on a date makes you cheap. Using them in a relationship makes you frugal. She knows the money you save will ultimately be spent on her elsewhere. So that's a kind of a good thought process on it. But we were kind of throwing out, because like, I still want to take her to Ruth's Chris. But it's a pricey place for a first date if he ever gets a first date. And
I like how we're
Shut,
jumping over
shut.
a couple. We're talking about
Look,
how
are you
Ryan
trying to
should
help Ruth
act.
Chris here, or are you just trying to beg on prime time?
no,
What are we doing?
It's been a while. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As far as I'm
Thank you for the update. I appreciate that.
Kyle's
You
been
got
going for a
stats?
long time. I don't.
Do you have any
Ryan's
stats?
having a
Thank
tough
you.
day.
So-
They compared him to Jesse Nelson in the morning.
They did. They said I wasn't self-aware. That was tough.
Oh, Ryan is very self-aware. That's one of your better qualities. Like you're owning all this.
Thank you.
But for a date, like if
Yes.
you're asking someone cold, or again, I don't know, apps or whatever.
Okay.
Wasn't like a coffee or a happy hour more likely? So even let's say someone's on the fence. I feel like you're more likely to get a yes for a happy hour or a coffee than you are for Matt Hamilton's dinner, movie, and a malt first date.
I would
depends on
agree.
how you met.
I would agree, yeah.
I think if you're hitting them up on like a dating app, yeah, you want to do like coffee or a happy
Something
hour or
casual.
something like
You don't
that.
want to commit to like
But
5-6 hours.
for
with
me,
someone.
Somebody in public,
Matt-
I feel like a cold approach would have to lead to a shorter type of commitment because you don't know this person.
You gotta give them an
That's
out.
true.
You need an out, yeah.
Back when I was dating, way back in the day.
The 70s.
You rode a wagon in it.
Yeah, you rode the
Uphill
wagon.
both
50 cents
directions.
for the whole date.
I had
Jimmy
spent
Carter
enough time
administration.
with the person, like for the like maybe I met at a party. We hung out at the party for an hour.
So you already know that person.
So I already know him well enough where I don't need that like get to know each other coffee date. Like that's why I'm asking you to dinner.
Okay,
Right.
but then the movie part is interesting because a movie's not a great date because for like an early date because you're not talking at all. Like you're not getting to know
A
each other
movie
whatsoever.
Sounds like the
Super-
perfect early date, Jim.
You're an adult. You have a home if that's what you're trying to do. You're not in high school. You don't
No,
need to take
no,
her out
it's
to
like-
the movie theater.
Then you
Do
get
some
to
heavy
basically
petting.
judge this person's taste in movies. Like after the movie, you ask them about it, and if they're like, "That was terrible," and you liked it, and you're like, "This isn't gonna work."
Judgmental
That's how you
Jim.
figure that out.
Yeah, and then
Movies
here's
are
the thing:
tough for me.
everything's a test. Everything's a test when you're dating.
Totally, but what if you
Everything.
failed the test and the entrees haven't even come yet, but you got a 2.5 hour double feature movie?
That's when you bring out the
Directly
gift
out of
card.
the
The
movie.
malt after that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I've never encountered that situation, so I don't have to worry about it.
She knows before the food's even there, like, I don't like this guy. There's no spark here. And all of a sudden, you're at the movie
That
theater
is so
together.
tough. By the time your meal's there, you're
You
like
wait
trying
till
to
I-
pick a conversation. You're like, oh, so what do you do?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
wait till I'm elbow deep in them baby back ribs. That's the first date meal as well. Get like ribs or spaghetti.
Yeah.
Perfect
That's true.
first
If,
date
if
meal,
you're
Ryan.
like going ham on your
Thanks.
meal during a date, you're like, it's not going well.
Yeah, she says something. It's like, sorry, I'm busy.
Like, sorry.
I mean,
Just wait for that 2-for-1
It's like
popcorn over at
cleared
the
her
movie.
plate,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That you're going to finish that? Are you boxing that? Or
Can we
like,
get this to go? It's like, no thanks. We're
Yeah, you
actually
clear-
good.
doing the
He didn't talk much, but he was really eating, so I think that's why. I think
really
likes
he
me.
was really hungry.
Yeah, he was really hungry during
We'll
it.
just put that one box. I'm gonna take it home.
He was really comfortable with me. So
Because like that was the big part was that I guess if you know, but still, even if you know someone, it just seems like the first date. Dinner makes sense, but at least you get to know each other. I always thought like a ball game is not a bad one because there's stuff going on. It's not too loud. You can chat, hang
Yeah.
out. It's casual. Obviously, like in Madison, it's harder to like go to a Brewer game. It's a commitment because you probably rode together.
Mallards game
but
could
a
be fun.
Mallards game or like a forward game, like something
Yeah.
a sporting event where you're kind of half paying attention, but you can kind of chat, have some drinks. That I think was a good first date.
I think that's like the best first date.
Because like yes, if you know the person,
Actually, now they say it though, my first date was like ice cream and like a walk.
exactly.
So
That's
like
a great
I did,
first date, yeah.
and the walk
Ice
was
cream
just
and
one of
walk,
those like
that was the
the
move
ice
back
cream
in the
went
day.
well, so we can go for the walk. Otherwise,
Yes.
that was our option to bounce.
Yes.
exactly. You give
Yeah.
But you have
give
that same
options.
thing with like getting a drink though, or getting a coffee, because
Right.
a drink could turn into
Dinner.
a couple drinks,
Yeah.
dinner,
Then
Yeah,
a movie
exactly.
and then a malt.
and then a movie, then a walk, then
After
ice
happy
cream.
hour, you guys
Yeah.
are buzzing. Like,
You know,
want
you
to
had
see
to
a
the,
movie?
you had to the local soda shop for a malt.
Yeah, you want to go
the movie?
pass out at the movie after we've been
There's
buzzing
an
for a little bit?
AMC down the road. You're interested in the movie?
Yeah, the soda
You're like,
shop
the seats are
connected.
real nice.
The soda shop connected to the restaurant, connected to the
Yeah.
to the movie theater.
With
It's
the,
all
with
one
the
group.
red,
How's this
with
small
the red
town?
recliners,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
But the piece, the arms in the middle that could go
Come
up
right
if it's
out.
going
Oh,
if it's
hey.
going well.
she's
No,
You're
that
like,
actually is a
you're
move guys
separated.
use, and it's. Ugh.
you're separating
what's-
yourself.
What's the move here?
They'll be. Wait, what were you?
Well,
gonna
you can share because these have been. I've been with my wife longer than these have been around. I believe.
No, the guys will definitely do that. They'll be like, "Oh, come to a movie," and then it is one of the ones where you like snuggle up, and you're like, "How did I get in this situation?" I'm like, "I'm just trying to watch Jurassic World."
Yeah,
I don't have a thing for you. I have a thing for prehistoric lizards.
but there is a thing about yeah, with the movie part. Like at some point, if you're going to movies for like that end game, like you are an adult, like you have a home, like you can go see the movie and then go. Like you don't you have a place to be
Netflix
if you wanted
and
to
chill?
make out. Yeah, like if you wanted to go make out somewhere at 24.
Some don't.
Other places you don't have anywhere. Well, then that's probably a red flag.
Yeah.
At 24, 25, you don't have anyone to take anyone.
They're like, "Hey, can we go back to your place?" I'm like, "Ah, man." Oh, yeah.
My mom doesn't like it if I bring home more than one girl per week.
Or
so.
I've gotten, "Hey, my parents are actually they're out of town." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
You are 31, sir.
No, literally. Look, we love a financial savvy king.
Yes, that's one way to make it stand out there.
Financially savvy. I like that.
But Colin, we still never got. What are you up to? I haven't got that.
Also, Love Island's a great show.
You watched The Bachelorette last night?
Only the first 20 minutes.
You turned it off? It wasn't good?
Well, I had to watch Love Island first, and then I had to go to bed.
Ew.
Wait, and before we get to Colin, I wanted to. So Daniel the landscaper is offering his services, I think,
Heyo.
for the price of a dinner. But he says his wife is a nurse, and she knows a lot of single nurses. If Daniel the landscaper can make the connect, maybe because he's a good friend, he could just make the connect.
He doesn't sound like a good friend.
But what happens if
For
like,
Ryan?
Yeah. So
Ryan,
like,
why are you so picky?
No, because Danny the landscaper wants a free meal. That's all Danny the landscaper's looking for.
You don't
He
like-
doesn't
you don't
care.
like- you don't
about
like-
things.
You don't like the principle in which he's asking. You know?
I don't
Yeah.
know the rules, but maybe like we could figure out something that if he gets you a date, we can hook him up with something. Not with you, but if he can get you a date, we could then pay him for his service.
Okay, well now Jim's really trying to make this like a weird thing.
Let's
Now
make it like
Jim's
an
trying to-
open house.
He's been a
Jim's
good
trying
friend
to,
on
like-
the show.
rain on the-
Okay.
I want to give him a
Yeah.
T-shirt or something.
We could do a remote
t-shirt.
broadcast at Ruth's Chris / open house.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
like Ryan has his own table, girls can come,
Yeah.
chit
Open
chat,
house.
Like a
Oh.
speed,
Yeah,
have
like
like
a
speed,
speed
now
like
it's
a
a
speed
full bit,
dating.
so now
like a
it's the
speed
Bachelor.
dating moment.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
now it's
For
the Bachelor.
charity.
For charity.
But Ryan, listen. Let's be honest. What is this, month 3 of trying to figure this out? We could try to change the rules.
We haven't brought it up since you left. Honestly,
really?
This is like the first time it's come up in a while.
No, he had a wedding.
The wedding.
I did leave for a wedding, but that was a whole other situation.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that. But still, it's been like 3 months.
We'll send you the link to the episode.
It's been 3 months. So we could bend the rules a little bit if there's some third party that comes in and all right, this guy knows somebody.
I'm not serious. People, that's a nice way to meet someone through a connection. That's
people
a warm
like
lead.
Jim. He can get connections.
Yeah.
People like me.
So then why haven't you been trying to hook me up this whole time,
Everyone
Jim?
I know is married.
Right
I'm not
okay.
trying. Yeah, but I'm trying. Look, fan of the show.
Convenient excuse.
Daniel Lansky. I'm not trying to destroy marriages there. So,
How much do you care about this show? How much do you care about your teammates?
I need a lot of content. I'll tell you that.
There you go.
I like the nurses idea. I feel like that would work. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of nurses.
It could work out. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm just saying. I think Daniel the
Thank God you're not
landscaper.
ruling it out.
I just feel like
What?
Daniel the landscaper isn't going to follow.
What profession do you guys see Ryan marrying? Because a nurse could be a good option.
You married someone in the medical profession, not necessarily. So, do you think that would vibe with Ryan? His propensity
think
for
so.
liking to cut things off.
There you go. Clearly. Bond over that. What kind of knives do you use? I got Cutco.
You fell for that too?
Oh man.
Oh, dull. Those ones are dull.
Yeah, you know what, Ryan? I think that'd work out for you.
Yeah,
I think
clearly.
that'd work out well.
All right, so we narrowed down Ryan's options to the medical profession.
Did you
Just
have a
the medical profession.
Did you have a profession that you thought would work for Prime here?
I could see HR.
Okay.
I could see
Flight attendant.
These
No,
are
the
completely
flight
all over
attendants
the
are
map.
too spicy.
Too spicy.
I think I could see HR or
Financial advisor? What are we doing? You're going
This is just like every occupation.
A politician.
a movie critic who rates movies on a podcast.
Wow, that sounds extremely
Are
specific.
there a lot of movie critics in the Madison area?
Yeah, I was wondering.
that have their own podcast.
That are women in the 24 to 30 range.
That's Matt Hamilton's dream because he loves taking women on dates.
Yeah, to the movies.
Dinner, movie, mini golf.
Then a podcast.
Record a podcast.
Yeah, then we record a podcast.
You'll be on your podcast more than you're on this show.
Oh, this is love at first.
Is that
First tier.
the line? Podcasting show?
I'm loving this. Do you want to record a podcast with me?
We're really jiving. Do you want to record a podcast?
The mic's in the car.
No, just hand her the mic. Just keep going. Just act like it's not even there.
I got tens of followers. You're gonna love it.
What are your thoughts on the Gladiator 2 trailer? Oh, I knew you were the one. I knew you were the one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. At Canopy Wealth Management, they take the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your family. Someday Ryan will have a family, and he'll know no family fits a generic mold, neither should your financial plan. At Canopy, their clients' financial goals are something they're constantly striving to help reach maximum potential, which is why they work solely in your best interest. You define your goals. They work towards making them happen with their comprehensive financial planning. Go to canopy-wealth.com and get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Watch every show live and for free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
With me is Jennifer Wilger, Purchasing Manager with Baker Manufacturing. For years, they've had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems.
We never run out of supplies, and they're very quick to respond to service calls. And the service technician always makes sure that we are fully taken care of each time that they're here.
So the benefit of doing business with James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
So that allows us to focus on our jobs instead of things that take us away from our jobs.
And that has additional benefits.
It helps keep us efficient and productive, and we can keep our minds on what's really important, and that's taking care of our customers.
Jennifer, is Baker Manufacturing happy with James Imaging Systems?
As long as I've been here, we've been extremely happy with them.
Not so happy with your document imaging company? Switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for an important update coming to ESPN Madison this July. Jim Rutledge here. Tune in to Rutledge and Hamilton on Wednesday at 4 p.m. for our breaking news announcement of this summer's biggest signing in Wisconsin sports. People like us now, but you'll love what we have in store. Set your ESPN Madison breaking news alert and tune in to Rutledge and Hamilton this Wednesday at 4 p.m. It's this summer's biggest story in Wisconsin sports.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like New Paradise Lounge, Paoli Pub, Sportsman Bar and Grill, and Tootsie's Bar and Grill.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
Hey there, this is stand-up comedian and Whitewater alum Kevin Bozeman. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Go Warhawks!
Walking on a dream. Talking to myself. Will I see again? We are always running for the thrill of it, always pushing up the hill, searching for
Rutledge and Hamilton continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Maybe we'll get somewhere on the rails, but that's not really the vibe of this show. We have Colin Russo in here, who is somehow, through Jesse Nelson, navigated himself a full hour goodbye, Matt Hamilton.
Well, I think that's because Jesse wasn't sure if I was going to be in for the first hour.
That's fair. That's always not a bad idea to cover.
Yeah.
Because my question was, if Colin's getting an hour, what happens if you or I ever leave? Do we get a week, or what do we get here if Colin's getting an hour?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I've never been a big goodbye person. I don't like goodbye generally. If I'm never gonna see somebody,
Irish goodbye person.
Totally.
Yeah, same.
I love that. I'll see you when I see you.
Terrible. I'm Midwest goodbye.
Really?
Oh, all day.
Emotional?
I will walk you to the door, and then as you're leaving, I'll come up with another little amusing anecdote for us to talk about for another couple minutes before you leave. Like, you ain't getting out of the house.
Really?
It's going to take you 10 minutes to leave.
Jim, are you the same way?
No, I like to get out. I want to sneak out.
Jim
yeah.
does not like people.
Well, no, because like when I make the decision to
People like
go,
me.
I want to go. Like I'm not doing this whole like.
Oh, see, I just plan. I got 20 minutes where I say goodbye to everybody at the party. Make sure you go to the hosts. Make sure you thank them.
I'm not saying there's like a lack. Like, of course, there's like the manner side of it. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Like, ooh, I'll see you soon. Like, yeah, I've had a good time. Whatever. But like, especially like a long goodbye where you're not gonna see somebody for a very prolonged period of time. I don't want to make a big deal out of it as long as it's confirmed that I'm going to we're going to be in contact again at a certain point.
Yeah.
And also especially nowadays with the phones, everybody's just so close. And
that's true.
I don't make that big of a deal out of it. And I think it can kind of get weird when it gets overly done.
Chris or Irish goodbye to us.
He did.
Yeah,
I wouldn't rather it any other way. That's a Chris Orr thing to do. Chris Orr just see ya. That's what Chris does.
If Jesse Nelson ever leaves, he'll like a month. He'll have like the.
Well, you remember when
a year,
Strofe
Kobe.
Yeah.
Strofe leaves Madison to go to Milwaukee, and he spent like a week.
Oh my
he
God!
He had 3 goodbye parties.
I saw that.
He was
giving
giving
him
people
crap for that.
hey, this is a broken charger that doesn't work anymore, but it was at my desk and I've had it here since I started. Do you want it, Jim?
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean, he did
no.
I have it. There's an air pump. He's like, I'm going to give you this air pump. Why are you giving me this air? You're not going off the face of the earth. You will need an air pump in Milwaukee.
You're
too.
going 60 miles down the road. I thought that was stupid too.
Yeah.
But it's a waste of time. It sounds hypocritical, but I swear to God, with Strofe, oh my God, he's like, I got a happy hour on Friday, then Monday, and then I'm like, dude, whatever.
He's going to Milwaukee, man.
Right. So wait,
where
are you going?
When I reached out to Jesse, so I guess the formal announcement part is I will no longer be with ESPN Madison specifically. Sort of like LeBron did in 2010, I'm taking my talent south, and I am going to. I'm going to be a part of the ESPN West Palm team, on-air host. Don't have much information to provide at the moment. Not everything's set in stone at the moment, so there's going to be a bunch of stuff going out in the waves in the near future. But so this is my sort of last time after 2 years of part-time work here. So this is the last time I'm really in the office is today. There's my goodbye. That's all I need, right? How's that?
So we'll move
now
on
we can
from
just
there,
do. Now we can just do show.
Yeah. Well, I was like, what the hell is Colin doing here? Just to be on for an hour? So
yeah, I had nothing to do. I'm like, hey, I'll just come in for the afternoon. He's like, you want to go on with Jim and Matt? I'm like, shouldn't I ask
we are
Jim
your
and Matt?
favorite show, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the only one I see here, everybody else is
yeah, remote.
on a computer screen all the time.
Yeah, what a high bar. What a high bar we put out there.
In-person interaction.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's a high bar nowadays after COVID.
You can see why I'm so lucky with the ladies.
Yeah, there you go.
All this human interaction.
He's just shooting himself in the foot over here.
Using
maybe a little
the
bit.
words ladies and human definitely lines you up real well.
Oh, wow.
Hello, human lady.
There we go. Sports? Yeah, sports
We
now?
need
Would you like a malt?
Malt.
How about a movie and then a podcast? A podcast about the movie.
Let's go
after the
see a
movie.
talkie.
Oh, God.
So, Colin, actually, you're kind of an East Coaster, and
Sure.
you were overseas a little bit here, and I went to New York a couple weeks ago, and I kind of had the expectation. I lived in South Florida, and there's a higher level of intensity and pace, but not necessarily. Florida, you're hot, so you can be a little cranky. But I went to New York, same thing. I honestly thought New York handles people better than the Dells does. You go to the Dells or Gatlinburg, and you're like, oh my God, they can't handle. It is wall to wall human beings. You're just stuck to people the whole time because they're not built to handle the amount of people that come there. In New York, everyone I talked to, super friendly, not overcrowded at any point. The subway was a little full for one of the ride to the Mets game.
Yeah.
But other than that, was fine. So I thought and then I was talking to someone today. They kind of just said, "Oh, they're a New Yorker. They have a bad attitude. You know how those New Yorkers are." And I honestly think, and Colin, I wanted to ask you, and we'll chime in 844-770-3776, and Mr. Midwest Matt Hamilton can chime in too. You travel.
Yeah.
I feel like New Yorkers get a bad rap.
I think they do too. And like I had a weird comparison to it a couple weeks ago when we were talking about something along these lines. Was New York's kind of like TSA. TSA, they don't strike you as like super friendly, but what are they good at? They get you moving. They get, all right, here's what you're gonna do this. If you want to like say hello when you got a minute, we're gonna be very friendly, but let's get you through security. Let's get you through the airport. We want the lines to rack up. We're fast. We're to the point. That's kind of what New York is. It's like that they're like the TSA of the American cities, and I think that's a good thing. I like the pace. I like the speed. I think I'm not a Midwest guy, so I understand. Matt's giving me a look here. I know.
And before I get to
I like
Matt's
the pace
answer
of
on
play.
it,
It's more fun, and it's like everybody's kind of in their own lane and whatever, but still. There's a lot of charm to it. There's a lot of charm. There's good food.
Yep.
There's
good food.
There's I mean, the people are very least entertaining.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a big like thing of family is big, and like I don't know, I think it's great. And there's a mix mash of people from all over the world.
Yeah, that
It's
part
great.
was awesome. There's broken up communities too, where it's like, okay, now you have this group here. You're the boroughs, and you have personalities tied to all that. So it is very fragmented in a good way. It can connect, but it can be fragmented. I think Midwesterners, as you were talking, I was kind of having this vibe of it, and this is a little bit Matt Hamilton, needy. Like, they want to feel like they want to have the big goodbye. They want to have the big hello. They love being loved as much as they love that reputation. So now there's almost this needy reputation of, like, we got to be extra. So instead of saying, like, you go to the person's subway, hey, where do I go? And it's like, okay, go here. Thank you. Midwestern be like, where do I go? I'm trying to go to Central Park. And then I want to go do this, and I tell you a whole my life story.
No. It's hey, how are you?
Well, that's
I have a
common sense.
question for you. You
That's
know
how
what I
I
mean?
did it, but
If
then I
you
also
tried that
cut
on
it.
the subway, like trying to figure out where the Mets they're getting over to Queens to go to a Met game, the guy you'd be told to screw off really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but like, I just did like
Probably. Then I'll be like, just be flustered, man. Well.
So I never. So like for direction purposes, I never asked like a regular person. Like, there usually was someone like some sort of yellow. It's like I had to be like, hey, I'd be like, how's it going? Guys, quick question. Is this the right way? So that's the first thing I'd be like, can I ask you a question? They'd be like, yeah. Is this the right train? Yeah. Cool. Thank you. And that was it. No conversation. I saw Midwesterners come up and they'd be like, hi, can I ask you a question? I'm trying to go here, and then I want to go there, and I want to go here. And you could tell the person working the subway is like, I don't care. What do you want to know? Because like I don't need your life story.
What
You're
is the X?
100th
What is the
person-
X of the question?
You're
Yeah.
the 100th person
That's
who's
me.
asked me this question.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Oh,
When
I know
you're trying to
nobody
go-
cares, but it doesn't mean that
You have
the
to force them to care?
information you might be withholding from me couldn't be useful.
You've said those stories about even when you were in New Jersey, which is sort of like a sister New York right
Yeah.
there. The hospitality is still great.
It is
when,
great. Yes.
When you're in the need of like it's a service-based type of thing you're doing. The hospitality is great. When you're going to give them the time or the business, you're going to get what you came for.
Totally.
Yeah, you're just not going to suffer slowness or suffer fools. Like if you're dinking around, you're dragging, then it's like, let's go, let's move on. We have things to do. Everything is time sensitive in New York.
Did you ever? So this was honestly my only beef with New York and kind of big cities in general. I'm not one who feels like claustrophobic in actual tight spaces, but something about just being around all that concrete and literally, there's times when you're in New York, you'd have to take a cab to go touch grass. That's that infrequent.
So, like, the concrete jungle aspect of it is a little overwhelming?
The concrete jungle is a little too much for me.
Really?
Personally.
That's the Midwest. You didn't grow up around it. Like,
Yeah.
that's just
Again,
kinda-
I was blown away with. Again, I did see a fair amount of trees,
It was
and
like
there
a
was
great
great
spot.
space
Was that
around.
your first time in
this
New
is the
York?
first time I've been out there, and I
Oh,
was
really?
like, yeah. I mean, Central Park was easy to get to. I was down Lower Manhattan, right by.
There's
the,
Washington Square. There's a ton of these places. Union Park, like all these places that you
I
can go
basically
to.
walked from the Trade Center all the way down to Lower Manhattan, and like it was a nice walk. I came through a lot of green space.
I think it's a great place to visit.
I
It
agree.
would be tough for me to live there
Yeah,
for any
it's
sort of
definitely
extended
it's going
period
to
of time.
change you and how you operate day to day life if you were ever to like live in New York City for sure.
Yeah. I would love to get someone's perspective who is a Midwesterner, lived there and moved back, and how it changed them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not New York, but I would be a little bit of. I'm different from when I lived up here to moving to South Florida. Miami's full of New Yorkers. It's not
we
full.
saw pictures of Florida Jim.
Yeah.
You definitely changed.
But right. But there was. It's not exactly, but it's maybe 50%. Like because there's a lot of New Yorkers down there, so there is that. Having bartended down there and being around those people, there is more of a pace. They don't.
Did you get your barbed wire tattoo down in?
Nope.
That was up here?
Yeah, I got it switched to
When you got
to the
back.
owl.
Well, no, I know I got a switch.
Yeah, but that was back up here. But
originally,
no, that was up here.
That
I was
was
like
up here, too?
I was 20. It was a stupid tattoo. So I turned it into an owl. But yes, that was up here. That was a stupid Midwestern thing.
Fair.
So what was your interpretation on the sports fan versus Chicago?
Oh, yeah.
The Green Bay. You went to a Met game, it seems like. So
Yeah,
you
so
didn't go to
I said-
Yankees.
Mets versus.
It was Mets. It
Oh,
was
you went Subway Series.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
I was
great.
there for the draft, and I got to see the Subway Series. I was blown away that I always kind of suspected, like, Wisconsin is a football state because baseball, like, when you went to that baseball game,
Baseball
I've never
is New
been
York.
to a baseball game in my life, and I've been to Brewer playoff games that remotely came close to that Subway Series. Like, and it wasn't rude. It was
You were
like,
at the
let's
Dodgers
go,
before?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
and that was a good one, but not the same. But it was like, let's go Yankees, let's go. But every single pitch, everyone's on the edge
New
of their
Yorkers
seat.
love
Everything is
baseball.
going on. It was nonstop. Everyone was engaged in every single play. That is not something that I've seen at AmFam Field. And that's not rip. It's just Wisconsin fans love. It was
They're
like
there
going
for
to a Packer
the. They're
game.
like there for the event.
Yes.
The New Yorkers are there so the Yankees can beat the Mets.
Yeah, this was like going to a Packer game. Like when it's the Packers are playing, let's say in the 40, like you're going to a big Packer game.
Yeah.
Packer fans are engaged throughout.
Right.
That's not a baseball game here.
No.
And
I
so
agree.
that part blew me away, and also the draft stuff too. I mean, I don't know how Milwaukee would do with it. There were people decked out. Either you were in full like uniform, wearing your favorite team, or people wore like Craig Sager type outfits, like trying to go dressed to the nines, which was fun down in Brooklyn. So it was a little bit of both. But yeah, the passion around the New York teams.
Who won the game you went to?
The Mets won that game. Yeah,
Mets won.
Yeah, Yankees made a late comeback. There was, I think, 7 home runs in that game.
Wow.
Yeah, Aaron Judge hit a late, was it a grand slam or 3-run homer to make it a little bit tighter? But that was a really fun game. Got to see the apple go up and down a few times. So that was definitely mind-blowing. So I do think that New York fans get a bad rap as sports fans too, because I do think that people think that it's a little more trained. No, they're very, very passionate, especially the Knicks pick. People stayed to the end. It was like 11:30 that Eastern time to see the Knicks make their pick at the end of the draft.
Like those fans are not as obnoxious as like let's say Philly fans because the Philly fans or the Boston fans always win. Or at least always have good teams. The New York fan has not had a great team other than the Yankees here and there. The Knicks have been pretty good, but nothing great. The football teams haven't been great in forever.
Yeah.
That's just what they have dealt with. And there's a little bit more of a appreciation, I would say, for a good team comparatively to being obnoxious about it, like you see with every Boston fan you ever met or with every Philly fan you ever met.
True.
This is
they did have there was a lot of hypes behind the Nets that year when they got Durant and everything.
Yeah, totally. But
Right?
like that team also like that team didn't amount to much comparatively.
Yeah, so we'll talk. I want to talk a little bit of sports with Colin before we get out of here. So we'll talk about that on the other side. Jordan Love, he's a Jaguars fan. Colin is to talk about Trevor Lawrence. Which one would you have? Which one's going to get paid more? Which one's going to be more successful? We'll have that conversation on the other side. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. Let me tell you about Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Either location you go to, you're going to have a great experience. They're going to make you custom jewelry if that's what you need. It's a family-owned, family-run jewelry store, and it's the custom work that they do there is outstanding, but you also can go in there and get yourself a watch. You can get yourself, I just need some earrings for an upcoming anniversary or a ring for an upcoming anniversary. They can do that as well. So whatever your jewelry need is, Chalmers Jewelers is the jewelry store for you. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience by going to starionbank.com. Member FDIC.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yao. The recruiting trail is staying red hot for Wisconsin football. On3 Vice President of Recruiting and Transfer Portal Steve Wilfong logged a crystal ball prediction on Sunday that cornerback Zadian Gentry will flip his commitment from SMU to Wisconsin. This pickup would help revitalize the Badgers class of 2025. That in the past week has dropped from 16th to 20th in the country.
Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. Looking for a team to play for in the 2025 spring and summer season? Tryouts are kicking off on July 23rd and signups are now open. Since the 2010 class, the GRB Rays have guided over 420 players to the next level, including 150 Division I players and 23 Major League draft picks. Rays Baseball, raise your game.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here telling you about Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. On Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community today. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Turn $10 into $1,000. If you're looking for promotions, Prize Picks has got you covered every week. From lowering select player stat projections on Tuesdays to help your lineup hit, or getting your entry fees back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. Even with the new Hoops champion crowned, the Hoops action doesn't stop on Prize Picks. Women's basketball is heating up. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code WI. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
With the incredibly spacious 3-row Chevy Traverse, you can change
Let's just meet at the concert.
into
Why don't I pick all you guys up on the way?
the advanced safety engineered Chevy Blazer EV lets you turn. You think we should turn back? Into full steam ahead. And with the affordable Equinox EV,
Keep an eye out for the next Charger, kids.
becomes
Get comfortable, kids. We'll be home in 4 hours.
for summer adventures, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for an important update coming to ESPN Madison this July. Jim Rutledge here. Tune in to Rutledge and Hamilton on Wednesday at 4 p.m. for our breaking news announcement of this summer's biggest signing in Wisconsin sports. People like us now, but you'll love what we have in store. Set your ESPN Madison breaking news alert and tune in to Rutledge and Hamilton this Wednesday at 4 p.m. It's this summer's biggest story in Wisconsin sports.
This is stand-up comedian Casey Rocket. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
I wasn't expecting Coolio as the rejoin right now in Rutledge and Hamilton.
See you when you get there. Colin Russo, we'll see you when you get to West Palm. We'll hear you when you get to West Palm, likely.
You're going to stream a show?
Yeah. Stream a show?
You're a liar, man.
What did he say?
You're gonna live stream a show?
Yeah. Live stream the show? I mean, depending on the time. I mean, we'll see.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton. He's Hamilton. I'm Rutledge. Colin Russo in here for his last ever segment on ESPN Madison. He's done. No, he's going to ESPN West Palm. He's welcome back whenever he wants to come back to hop on the air. I want to, before we get to some other business, I want to ask you, Colin, and then Matt, you guys can go at it in this one because I'm going to be considered biased. And you both are biased, but I'm a different kind of bias.
Yeah.
Who would you rather pay the $55 million a year, Trevor Lawrence or Jordan Love? Because Lawrence just got the contract. Trevor Lawrence kind of had the same year, and I stole this from Colin, same year that Jordan just had. Trevor had it 2 years ago and was fine last year, and the team was fine. It just wasn't as good. They regressed a little bit, not dramatically, but that regression took them back a win or two and took the stats back a little bit. So I'll let you two hash it out for your guys.
Well, here's the thing with me. I'll start with Lawrence. First of all, I like Lawrence because he's easy to deal with. And he, of course, is a lauded prospect. He's a good athlete. He has a huge arm. His problem is the interceptions. And he makes a lot more mistakes. Fumbling, interceptions, bad reads, probably more so than Jordan Love does. But I think Lawrence offers a immense amount of experience. He's a winning personality. He's won at every level he's played at. It's sort of the intangibles that necessarily come with playing nonstop for years on end.
Yeah.
He's younger. He probably offers a little bit more in terms of upside. I just think he needs a lot more fun. He needs the Aaron Rodgers. He didn't have the Aaron Rodgers, how to not throw an interception.
Who's more athletic?
Lawrence. I think Lawrence is a wildly underrated athlete.
I agree on that.
Really?
Yeah, he's fast. And he's a big guy. He's pretty durable. He's gotten hurt a couple times, but that was the first game he missed. This past year, he missed a game with a knee injury. And it was the first game he missed in years.
Right.
So I think he's a better athlete. I mean, you could put them next to each other. I'm pretty sure it's pretty comparable. But in terms of how he shows it, Lawrence is not afraid to put his body in the line. I don't know. And I think you've just seen a little bit more out of him. Listen, to Jim's point, Jordan Love and Lawrence had a sort of similar year. Probably Jordan played a little better if you were to really put him head-to-head.
Right.
And but they both won a playoff game. They both played great. I mean, Jordan Love, they dominated that playoff game. And they played well in the second one. Lawrence came back from behind after a terrible first half against the Chargers, down 27-0.
That was brutal.
But then they lit him up in the second half.
Yeah.
So that type of inconsistency probably makes you a little nervous. But the fact that I've seen so much out of Lawrence comparatively to Love makes me a little bit more comfortable in paying him.
2022 Lawrence, Matt, before we get to you, 66% completion percentage, 4,113 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's not including rushing touchdowns or rushing yards.
That's right in the Jordan Love wheelhouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even last year, so again, if Jordan Love, let's say Jordan Love did this, 66% completion percentage, 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
The 14 interceptions is too much.
And he has a lot of fumbles.
Yeah,
Trevor, I'm sure he probably had 6 or 7 fumbles last year that lost. So that's his fumbling is a bigger issue than his interceptions.
Right.
But to that point, Lawrence had a lot to deal with in his career. Coaches getting fired, guys getting shifted.
He had Urban Meyer.
He had Urban Meyer.
Right, 100%.
I'm just more comfortable based on I've seen more of him. And I kind of know the upside side to it.
And he's a year less in the league than Jordan Love, right?
He's 2 years less. He was drafted in 2021.
Okay, yeah. So again, Love's been in the league longer. Obviously not a starter as long, but same system in the league. My whole thing on Love, Matt, to your thing, Love could be capped. Just like we could see this could be the ceiling for Trevor. This also could be the ceiling for Love because he's not some spring chicken who just arrived and is learning a new system. He's here. Mm-hmm. This could be fully cooked Love. Now go ahead, though.
See, and you actually kind of made my point is Lawrence, he's gone through a little bit of a quarterback carousel. The whole idea of throwing at the time maybe considered close to a generational talent, thrown right into the wolves. Jordan Love, sure, we as fans haven't had the eyes on him quite as much as you would have with Trevor Lawrence because he started. The coaches and the staff know what they're getting.
Sure.
The way you know what you're getting in Trevor Lawrence because you've actually been able to see it.
That's
these
part of
guys
the reason
have
why I
gotten to
think
see
he was
it.
paid so fast, because they just knew. Like,
Yeah, 100%. And then now with Jordan Love, when we're talking upside, like we saw his floor first 6 games. Like we saw what a Jordan Love who is
that Bronco game, that Raider game. You're like, that's
not
low as
ready
you
for
could
the
get.
moment.
Yeah.
It seemed like. But then we got into the last 9 games of the year. He goes 7-2. Looks like, and comparably, if you look at those numbers, he's top 2 quarterback in the league. Maybe number 1 based on the stats from those last 10 games. And I don't like cherry picking stats very
Compartmentalizing,
much.
yeah.
Right. But it did show you a ceiling with consistency.
Yeah.
And that is something that I think the Packer fans and the organization really values, is seeing consistency at a high level. And sure, it was only 9 games, but to be able to string 9 borderline elite games together is
the playoff
hard.
game is the big thing. You know,
Right.
winning a playoff game has always been
On
the
the road.
hump between like a good quarterback. All right, now you can turn into a really good quarterback. You got to win the playoff game. That's
Right.
just like. That's why you could give like Kirk Cousins some credit, because Kirk Cousins has went in there and won a playoff game. There's guys. It took Lamar a long time to figure it out. Like that's the nature of the basis of who's a good quarterback and who's not. So
I do like Trevor Lawrence too, so I don't really want to bury him.
I
think he's a great fit in Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville would have been crazy to not pay him. The same way I think the Packers are going to be. They should have had a deal done by now, I feel like.
And listen, if I was the GM of the Jaguars, I don't agree with the principle of every quarterback having to leapfrog the next and trying to raise the market. I just don't like that. But that's just the nature of how the agents, not the players, the agents operate. So because of that, that's my whole thing with the market and stuff like that. But if you had to pay him, I thought it was worth it. I think the Packer fans tend to be like unrelenting optimists, especially with the quarterback position. So I understand why people feel that way about Jordan Love.
in a row. And we got our 3rd Hall of Famer in a row.
There's the relentless optimism on the Packer
There you go.
fan. Yeah.
And speaking of Packers quarterback signings, we got some breaking news, guys.
Oh, this guy.
Oh, baby, now this is some breaking news.
That's Dirty Pool.
That's very Dirty
That
Pool.
was Dirty Pool.
You're right.
There's no signing. I don't know what he was doing.
There's no signing at all.
About.
I just wanted to get a rise out of you guys.
I literally said.
I checked my phone for a round.
I was looking for something.
I knew he was playing the sounder, and I was like, wait, signing? I had to double check. Maybe I missed something there. But we do have breaking news, and Matt Hamilton's going to handle some of the nuts and bolts on it. But first, let's. I'm going to give the breaking news, and then we'll hear kind of a blast. What kind of this is your life sort of thing is what we're doing with
This
Colin
is
right
your
now?
life, I guess.
Yeah. So Colin Russo has been named part-time teammate of the year for Good Karma Brands. It's the entire company here. So you have been named part-time teammate of the year. So congratulations on that.
Is that different from a Carmi Award?
That's the Carmi Award.
is
there.
the
Yes,
Carmi
yes,
Award.
yes, yes. So, yeah,
I
yeah.
did know that.
Yeah. So
I thought he knew ahead of time.
Well, the audience doesn't.
Fair
All
point.
right, so
good
let's
point.
go ahead and let's hear from first. This is your life guest.
Yes, so there is no breaking news, but we do have a chime in from somebody from the national media wanting to say something to Colin today.
Hi, Colin.
Two quickies there, Colin Rousseau, on your big day at ESPN Madison as you wrap up this part of your young
What is
career.
going on?
What a debt of gratitude to all those who made your transition to professional radio easy, and you know who they are in that great town. Number 2, when I was a young man out of college, took me a long time to land in Florida, about 9-10 months. You did it in about 9 or 10 weeks. Congrats. West Palm Beach will never be the same. You now, afternoon drive in Southeast Florida. That is a great accomplishment. It's a long way from bungee jumping in Switzerland. Congratulations, my son.
And then Matt Hamilton, do you want to do the honors here?
What is this?
I do. So, have you ever seen the Masters ceremony?
Yeah.
Like the guy who won the
Yeah, the
green
previous
jacket
one.
before. I never won. This is nothing like that.
I was going to say.
Here is your Carmi Award presented to you by someone who's never won one. I
It's like
pretend
the
to
green
not
jacket
care.
handoff.
I
Yeah.
pretend to not care, but this should be mine.
This should be yours.
I'm the most part-time guy in this company.
You're not part-time, are you? Are you officially part-time?
Well, I don't know. I
He's definitely
definitely
full-time.
work part-time. I'm not full-time.
2 weekdays a week out.
Yeah. 10-hour work week, baby.
If
Wow,
Matt
I
Hamilton's not part-time, I don't know who is.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I didn't realize there was a whole ceremony
That
here.
thing is heavy,
Yeah.
too.
That thing is heavy,
That is
yeah.
a chunk of glass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
And then we got-
I like how Ryan played about 9 audios.
Hold
there.
on.
I'll tell you who's
His
not getting the
reaction.
coffee.
Well, fair.
Interesting.
Played about 9
That's a true,
audios
man.
at the same time.
Yes, and that was Kay Adams talking to Devontae Adams over your dad trying to talk to you.
Can we hear that? Can we
Yeah.
still hear the Devontae talk?
Yeah,
We'll get to it later.
It was something.
It was a cacophony, for sure.
You froze. You probably didn't freeze, but it sure looked to us like you froze because you're just staring at the computer.
I was locked
screen.
in trying to click on 7 different buttons all at once, and I couldn't go fast enough. But I got this one button left here for you.
I'm
and
excited
this-
for how many people will be talking at once.
I swear it would be just one this time.
Hi, Colin. 2 quickies there, Colin Russo, on your big day.
Happy for you and so proud of you and all your hard work. I can't wait to see where this journey takes you. I hope you'll let Dad and I along for some of the ride. Keep working hard. Be kind. Call your mother. And just wish you all the best. Love you to pieces.
That means the world to me that I hear something like that. Aren't we making a little too much of a big deal about just
Look, man, this is all
Well, that's
Jesse
why I wanted to
Nelson.
play them all at once. I wanted to just rip off the Band-Aid, get it out of the way.
We're here. We wanted to give you a Midwest, but I don't know. This is all Jesse Nelson. Again,
I think it's great that your parents joined.
This is like what we're talking about.
I love this.
Yeah.
I agree too. That was great to hear, and I'm very happy to hear that. And stuff like that. It's just like, let's calm down. I don't know.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when your dad was asked to give you a congrats on getting a job.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? He should be getting a job. He's been freeloading
Throughout
off
that
me.
whole process too of interviewing, he's like, I don't think you're gonna get this.
Because I'm not putting in a good word, son.
Yeah.
You're doing this on your own.
He's like, you'd be lucky if Madison had your back. And I was like, thanks.
Hey, that's what dads do.
That's fatherly love.
Yeah.
Yep. Take you down a peg.
Colin, it's been a blast. It's been fun watching you grow from way past prime time now as far as like an on-air personality. No, it's been fun watching you grow. We've thrilled having you around and looking forward to seeing you what you do in West Palm.
Yeah, Jim, I'll never forget it. My first on-air opportunity was with you doing Rutledge and Hamilton before I did anything else, so I got to appreciate it. And Jim and Matt, you guys have two guys I've worked with probably the most outside of the college game day crew, and same with Ryan. So I can't thank you guys enough, really. And Jim, honestly, with your insight, helping me out with the West Palm stuff and making sure I knew what I was getting into and the people I was going to work with, and really, truly cannot thank you enough. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got anything to say, Matt?
No, that was good, Miss Western. Goodbye.
All right.
When I need to, I can play the part.
Yeah, you can.
That's all earned by
You
Colin.
betcha.
That's all earned by Colin Russo. Looking forward to seeing what he does next. He'll join the long list of people who have left, like Gabe Neitzel,
Right.
Greg Scalzo. There's a long list of people I've hosted with that have just moved on to bigger and better things.
Just wait. We're gonna set up maybe a bi-weekly call with you.
Yeah, I'm
talk,
fine with that.
Yeah, talk South Florida
I will
sports.
never say no to coming on this show.
Awesome.
Never say no.
Perfect.
All right. Good luck, Colin. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by ESPN Madison as your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. It's a new season with new conference opponents and a new radio home, but still the same goal to win a national title. Listen to every match all season long beginning this fall on 100.5 ESPN. Milwaukee Brewers starting their final 6-game homestand ahead of the MLB All-Star break beginning this weekend. That starts tonight with a 3-game home series against the Pittsburgh Pirates at AmFam Field. Colin Ray slated to start for the Brew Crew, looking for his 9th win of the season for Milwaukee. It's a 7:10 p.m. first pitch from AmFam Field. Then the Brewers sending 2 players to the All-Star game this season, including outfielder Christian Yelich. He's back in the All-Star game for the first time since 2019 when he looked like he was in MVP form back in those 2018-2019 years. Catch that appearance on Wilde and Tausch over at Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcast from when he joined the show on yesterday. Then, Green Bay Packers news. Jeremy Fowler, insider over at ESPN.com, surveying executives, scouts, and more around the NFL for the top 10 players at every position group in the NFL. Monday was running backs. Today, defensive tackles. See Josh Jacobs and Kenny Clark.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
You got the chill.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton.
People like me.
That's some booty, Jim.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Everyone is so mean to me.
I am Jim Rutledge.
You never go full Rutledge. I'm just not ready to crown his ass.
I'm ready to crown him.
You're premature.
Premature coronation.
Yeah, that's not a compliment.
There is not a lot of things more satisfying than...
I'm sick of hearing the Bear fan take on this.
This is why I'm the most loved guy on the show, because absence makes the heart grow fonder, and Jim's a bear.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. With Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Matt Hamilton, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. And Colin Russo did a good job of fluffing us up, making us feel good.
Yep.
You're going in to interview for a position at a radio station. And you obviously probably at least do a little research on the station. Would you say, even though it might be complete BS, if people ask what's your favorite show on ESPN Wisconsin, and one of the hosts of the shows is in said process, you'd say the show, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you actually had a favorite. Like, if you don't, you have to make yourself aware of some of the shows. And, like, yeah, if I'm sitting in on the interview, you're saying Rutledge and Hamilton if you want to, grease the wheels a little bit.
People like me. Here's the thing, though. Here's where my feelings are hurt.
Where's
Matt
this
Hamilton.
coming from? Yeah.
Riley. They asked Riley what his favorite show to produce was, and he said Wilde and Tausch.
Here's the thing. I've listened to a couple of those, and he actually produced for me when I subbed for Tausch with Wilde when we were out at Pin Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
They bring him in a lot, and I see that. I mean, granted, neither of those guys are interviewing him. Well, I mean, Jesse was there.
I was just part of the process.
But Jesse was part of the process as
true.
well.
Yeah, true.
Right? And, he probably thought he needed to butter up to Jesse more than you.
I honestly, I was more hurt by that because, like, we're a more fun show than Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah, we don't quite get into the X's and O's quite as much as they do, but we definitely have our fair share of fun.
Absolutely. So, if you want to chime in, Colin left, but we'll share your messages, a few text messages wishing Colin well down in West Palm Beach. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do?
And that's crush a Coors Light.
That announcement of Colin Russo going to West Palm, not the signing. That is a Badger transfer sort of thing. It's AJ Storr leaving to go somewhere else. Yeah. This is one of those... We still have our big announcement to make, a big signing for ESPN Madison. That will be announced tomorrow at the start of the show.
That'll be tomorrow's start of the show right at 4 p.m. We'll be announcing.
I'm just as excited as you guys are.
And you can go to our social media, and it's brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, who won the weekend. Over $1 million in jackpots last weekend alone at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Our special Who Won the Weekend is actually people in the office making guesses as to what the big news is. So I want to do that right now. Wrong answers only. What is tomorrow's big news? 844-770-3776. Wrong answers only. What is tomorrow's big news on ESPN Madison?
You want me to start?
I tell you, a lot of wishes from ESPN teammates was Jesse Nelson getting canned. So I don't think that's the case.
Could be a co-announcement. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I'm competing in the Summer Games in Paris. That's the big news.
Cool.
I'm gonna be gone again for another month.
What is your sport?
Badminton. Badminton.
Is that an Olympic sport?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They really just let anyone be an Olympian, huh?
Well, they're adding a whole bunch of crazy sports to the Summer Games. Like the speed climbing was added in 2020, which ended up being in 21. There's skateboarding now.
What category of
Surfing.
sport do you put curling into? Is it badminton? Is it, like, where do you put it?
See, it's so tough to say because, like, And maybe it's just people. Granted, I might be biased because, like you said in an interview, if the person said in an interview, you would want to butter them up, right?
Yep.
I feel like when I talk to people about the Olympics, I always hear, "Oh, we loved watching it. We loved watching curling. Curling was great." I kind of get a little suspicious. I'm like, did you really? Like, did you not that did you really watch it? I believe you watched it, but like, did you enjoy it?
And I think
so. I kind of think curling, from what I know, and this is purely based on what I've been told, people love watching it when it's on. I don't know if badminton quite gets that same thing, but I'm not a badminton player. I don't know. But table tennis is an Olympic sport too.
844-770-3776. We are taking your wrong answers only. Some of these are a little too close to home. Wrong answers only as far as what will the big announcement be for ESPN Madison. Tomorrow we're making that announcement at 4 o'clock. Chris from Manitowish Waters chimes in, Manitowish Waters. The announcement of Jordan Love's new contract. Yeah,
we got the inside track on that.
And we're sitting on it.
And we're the ones that get to break it,
I love
which
it.
is good news.
Ryan will get a dream date with Pamela Anderson.
I can assure you it is not that one.
Breaking news, Matt Hamilton will be in for the rest of the week.
Okay, who said that?
That's Matt in the greenhouse.
Oh, well, thanks for putting your name on it, Matt. You're right. I will be in the rest of the
Robin
week.
Madison is still crossing his fingers that Paige Sporanic will be an ESPN Madison personality and golf pro. Matt Hamilton also crossing his fingers for that.
Yeah. I think that's probably the one.
Rory in Mount Horeb chimes in with J.J. Watt finally coming in for his own show. And then we have Daniel Landscaper chiming in. He thinks that Ryan will be the new producer of Wilde and Tausch. Jesse moving on up. Now, Jesse moving on up is hilarious.
Moving on up to like Beaver Dam.
Yeah, that wow.
Up north.
And honestly, who is that Daniel the Landscaper?
Fingers crossed.
Up north. Who chimed in with that?
Daniel the Landscaper.
Daniel the Landscaper. Did you not hear the end of that last segment with Colin Russo? You think they would take me on Wilde and Tausch after that cacophony of voices?
That's how little he thinks of Jesse Nelson.
That's a low bar. That's fair. I was producing that show this morning, and they let me know they felt the same way. So it makes sense. Jesse out making bigwig decisions around ESPN Madison today.
Wrong answers only. ESPN Madison shuts down. Yeah, we're gonna we're getting excited about it. We're announcing to everyone 4 o'clock tomorrow. Woo!
Let's go.
That's our big announcement there.
Matt Hamilton never has to do the show again. There's no more show.
No more show.
Sadler just coming in hot, just mean. Jim shaving his back. I don't have back hair. And making a wig for Hunter. Like, what are we doing here? Sadler. That's just mean. To me and to Hunter.
Everyone loses in that situation.
Sadler. Come on. It's just mean. I read it because I was being ripped too. But come on, Sadler. It's not nice. 844-770-3776. How you get into the show. Wrong answers only. What is our big announcement tomorrow at 4 o'clock? Let's take a break. We'll throw some stones on the other side.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements.
I couldn't be happier with the new roof Ridgetop Exteriors installed. It's like having a brand new home.
The team at Ridgetop Exteriors made upgrading my siding a breeze. Quality work and friendly service.
With a track record of excellence, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
The annual Dream Big Gala is here, the celebration benefiting big brothers, big sisters of Dane County. Celebrate the power of mentoring at this year's gala on Friday, July 26th at Madison Marriott West. Take a journey through Wonderland as we celebrate mentorship in our community. Join us for a cocktail reception, raffles, whimsical dinner program, and live and silent auctions. Get your tickets now for the 2024 Dream Big Gala at bbbsmadison.org and celebrate mentoring in our community with big brothers, big sisters of Dane County.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like New Paradise Lounge, Paoli Pub, Sportsman Bar and Grill, and Tootsie's Bar and Grill.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next is the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond July 11th through the 14th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Welcome back to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, it's over, I'm circling these boxes, got me praying and this hunger. I'm feeling something rotten, feeling kind of tilted, and I'm pouring out the truth. Just fading out these talkers, cause now all I want is you. I'm saying, come over here, sit next to me. We can see where things go naturally. Just say the word and I'll part the sea. Just come over here and sit next to me. Take you
Rutledge and Hamilton continues live from the Everlight Solar studio. We are continuing to get wrong answers only on the big announcement we're making tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton with you. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. And we have Chris Menetz's Waters again chiming in. Strofe grows up and is no longer experiencing 2-day hangovers. That's a good one there.
No idea. Irrelevant.
Michelle in Watertown chimes in. Aaron Rodgers is retiring, and I'll put this little addendum to it, rejoining Good Karma Broadcasting, because he used to do radio shows with Jason and Wilde. David Deerfield, Ben Bruss sets Ryan up with his inflatable friend Linda for a dream date at Ruth's Chris. And she won't care if you use the gift card.
I was going to say, that's perfect.
There you go.
She won't mind.
Let's throw some stones.
The guys think they have the answers to everything.
I'm the best there is.
People like me. So it's time to put them to the test.
That's some booty, Jim.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, we all know that sticks and stones may break our bones, and You want to hear what Davante Adams had to say about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Finally. Without Colin's parents audio playing over?
Can we get like a triple mix in there? Like, the remix?
That was the first one, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The first
sounded
one
like it.
Yeah.
was the both Russo parents and Davante Adams. Speaking of Kay Adams on the Up and Adams podcast, talking about his relationship with current Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Davante Adams still playing wide receiver for the Raiders, but apparently Aaron Rodgers still reaching out in the offseason.
You two are boys, a lot of love for each other. You went to the Derby together. We see the pictures on the Instagram. Are you telling me he's not getting your ear and saying, hey, I want to play with you again?
Oh, he's in that ear, that's for sure. he's in the ear, but it's not as easy as it. Obviously we can get together and talk about the old times and potential of doing this and that, but like I said, I'm a Raider, and he knows that. So we'll maybe the next.
So it sounds like Davante Adams shutting down any potential reunification with Aaron Rodgers, on the Jets at least. But guys, I'm curious. Now, Jim, I know you're not a Packers fan, so maybe you don't really have an interest in this one. But I want to know, would you guys be interested in seeing Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams playing together anywhere outside of Green Bay in the future? Whether that's with the Raiders, with the Jets, shoot, if they go to the Broncos together, whatever it is. Would you want to see them together outside of Green Bay? Matt, I'll start with you.
Oh, man, that's so tough for me. I loved watching that combination. Those guys, they had such a good chemistry. It was pretty elite. It was one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos that you could think of. But the problem is, I don't think I'd want to see them in different uniforms doing it again. As much as I'd like to see more highlights from those guys, I don't think so.
Jim?
Yeah, I'd like to see it just for that reason alone.
Yep.
The pain it can burn into the heart of Packer fans would give me a lot of schadenfreude. I'd be very happy.
Boo.
I would root for touchdown after touchdown. I don't even like Aaron Rodgers, but to see Davante maybe end up with the Jets maybe next season, and Packer fans licking their wounds after a 10-win season with Jordan Love, and Aaron Rodgers goes out and wins the Super Bowl with the Jets, and then they bring in Davante Adams and they put up big numbers, has no effect on the Bears. Obviously they're in the NFC North, so that wouldn't affect me. There's no negative. It's just all wins for me. Just seeing the burn, the pain in Packer fans' eyes and the feel of their hearts make me happy.
Win 10 games with Jordan Love in that situation, though, are they really that upset with themselves? If that's probably
if
a
Aaron
playoff
goes and
team.
wins a Super Bowl with the Jets, yes.
Well, I didn't say win a Super Bowl.
I said
you're
Super
the one
Bowl.
injecting all of this stuff. All right,
I said
fair.
Super Bowl.
All right, fair. All right, well, speaking of schedules coming up this season, Joe Burrow actually had an interesting proposal for the new 18-game schedule. Now, we all know the NFL is likely going to be going to this sometime soon, probably the next 2 to 3 years. And there's a lot of criticism from players and fans alike, media as well, that 18-game season just puts too much wear and tear on players. So Joe Burrow's take is that there should actually be 2 bye weeks, which we've heard before, but one of those bye weeks should be around week 13 for the entire league, including Pro Bowl festivities that occur during that week. So moving the Pro Bowl from the week before the Super Bowl to week 13 as a quote-unquote Pro Bowl week break, or the All-Star break for the NFL, similar to the way the NBA and MLB All-Star weekends do it. And then the assertion is that this would not only boost ratings for the struggling Pro Bowl, but by adding a second bye week and an extra game, Super Bowl would then fall on President's Day, giving everyone the day off after the biggest game of the year. Now, this only sounds like roses, and guys, it sounds amazing to me. Can you find or poke any holes in this? Do you think this might not actually increase the Pro Bowl festivities ratings if it happens in week 13? And then also the Super Bowl occurring the day before President's Day, so it's a day off for most people in America. You think there's any holes to poke in this proposal from Joe Burrow? Jim?
I liked this proposal a lot. I heard Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike was worried about the President's Day for selfish reasons of people will be listening less. And it's less of a, because on that Monday, there's great to have that content after the Super Bowl and having the world tuning into ESPN. I like what Canty and Smallman had to say that, look, you're going to just sit around your couch and talk to nobody? You're going to want to interact with people. You're not going to talk to your family and friends about Super Bowl. You want to hear people talk about it. You can ask Google to play ESPN and listen to it on there. So I love the whole thing and stretching it out and giving essentially 3 bye weeks, but 2 and then a team-wide one. I just don't know what they do with the All-Star break sort of thing as far as making it work.
Matt?
Cut him off, Ryan. Jeez. So, first of all, I have an issue with that, Jim. I think a day to digest the Super Bowl after the Super Bowl, nothing wrong with that. You might actually come up with your own opinion instead of hearing the bigwigs on the radio talking their opinion, then you steal their thoughts. Yeah. Come up with your own opinion first, coward. Anyway, the other issue is mid-season, you'll have players who are on teams that have potential of being in a championship game or making the playoffs that are going to be afraid of being injured in week 13. And those are the superstars. Those are the ones that the teams cannot sacrifice for the rest of the season. We know freak injuries happen. That's the hole I'm poking in it, is what superstar is going to want to play with him or play in that when they still have 5 weeks left in the regular season to maybe make a playoff push.
All right. Fair point, Matt Hamilton. All right, the last one I'll bounce to you guys here. Now, we started with Devontae Adams talking about Aaron Rodgers, so I might as well ask this question. This Saturday, I saw a tweet asking, what conspiracy theory do you half-heartedly believe? Not one maybe that you're fully in on, but one where you're like, you know what? I could be convinced. Now, our friend Ian Carmel, stand-up comedian who appeared here on Rutledge and Hamilton a few months ago, he's performing at Comedy on State. His take was that we landed on the moons, but the footage is actually fake. So a conspiracy theory like that, where maybe it's not too crazy, but like you could be convinced one way or the other. Matt Hamilton, I'll start with you.
My conspiracy theory is that Wisconsin coaches, when they leave Wisconsin, are still Wisconsin coaches. They are just infiltrating the enemy. You got Craig Counsell. You had Getsy. They're infiltrating the other teams
spies.
And making them worse. That's their goal. They're helping the Wisconsin teams from the inside. Craig Counsell tanking the Cubs. The Bears got tanked from Getsy. This is all a long game by Wisconsin coaches to tank their rivals.
Jim?
I think this ties to the Mandela effect. So, like, that we're living in a simulation.
Yeah.
Like some sort of Matrix sort of thing. It's got legs more than most. Like, most of these things, in my opinion, are easily proven false. Like the flat earth and vaccine, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's all proven, like, you're just trying too hard. Because something's not perfect doesn't mean it's wrong. And you just can't wrap your brain around it. The Mandela one is fun to me. It has...
Can you explain it?
Basically, the idea is that the Mandela effect is that you misremember things, and then the idea is that because we're in a simulation, when they recreated it wrong, but our memories are telling us the true.
Like, do you know why it's called the Mandela effect?
It's
Ryan?
Mandela effect because it has something to do with Nelson Mandela.
Well, most people thought he died in prison, and he didn't.
No, he became president of South Africa after being in prison.
But the memory a lot of people have is that he passed away.
So,
that's the Mandela effect.
So,
or like the Flintstones, 1 or 2 T's.
So Matt's conspiracy is that Wisconsin sports former coaches go on and tank the teams that they're going to go play with.
Yep.
And Jim's conspiracy is that we're all living in a simulation and that we're actually remembering things the way we are.
Yeah, like
because
Mr.
of our
Monopoly
overloads.
wearing a monocle because it complements his old-fashioned satirical style, similar to Mr. Peanut, who has one, but I believe Mr. Monopoly does not have one.
He does
That
not.
is true.
So, like, that sort of stuff.
Okay. Now, the simulation part is what I get caught up on. I gotta
Well, that's
be
the
honest.
idea that we're in a simulation. If something happened, we all got wiped out, Matrix style, we're all in a simulation instead of, like, we can't live in this earth, so we're all plugged in. And our true memories give us the false.
That's all right. That's an interesting one. I haven't heard it before, actually.
Really?
But no, honestly,
You've
I had
never
not.
heard the simulation theory?
Well, I've heard of simulation theory, just not the Mandela effect that you specifically mentioned.
That's
older than simulation theory, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know what? I like The Matrix, and honestly, sounds like a good topic for a movie podcast. Might be one of my next dates to Ruth's Chris.
There you go. You can talk about the Mandela effect.
I talk about the Mandela effect, try to sound smart. We'll see.
Boo, Ryan.
Could be a good way to test. Does she believe in conspiracy theories?
I
Is
keep
this
it
a red
local.
flag?
I keep it Wisconsin, and you still don't give me the dub.
The Mandela effect is universal, just like Jim said.
You are... I think you're out. You might be the transplant that's out to tank me.
I grew up in Neenah, Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, you're tanking my career right now, Ryan.
I think you're doing that all by yourself, Matt Hamilton. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. We're going to talk to Jason Wilde. Coming up next is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Need more of Judgmental Jim? Subscribe to the Rutledge and Hamilton podcast, presented by Revive Restoration, wherever you get your podcasts.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. I'm with James Imaging Systems customer Jennifer Wilger, purchasing manager with Baker Manufacturing.
We definitely consider them a partner.
Because?
I think the biggest thing is their service is just really top-notch. Their staff is very kind, very helpful. They go above and beyond.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology partner. And that has its benefits, right, Jennifer?
Yes, it does. We don't have to be concerned that we're going to be shut down for any long period of time. We can just operate business as usual.
Jennifer, would you recommend document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems?
I would definitely refer them to James Imaging. They're an absolutely wonderful partner for us.
Have less than a wonderful partnership with your current document imaging company? Then switch to business technology from James Imaging Systems. It's easy to do. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. Looking for a team to play for in the 2025 spring and summer season? Tryouts are kicking off on July 23rd and signups are now open. Since the 2010 class, the GRB Rays have guided over 420 players to the next level, including 150 Division I players and 23 Major League draft picks. Rays Baseball, raise your game.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What is a better buying experience? Well, you're minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. To me, a better buying experience is a personal experience. You're going to have the experience that you're looking for at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. They're going to get you in the vehicle that you need and that you want. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy Silverado or Colorado, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Hey there, this is stand-up comedian and Whitewater alum Kevin Bozeman. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Go Warhawks!
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
I'm not in a mood for drama tonight, Jason.
Why are you always trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
Is on Rutledge and Hamilton.
I don't know if I will go as far as you will.
With Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
Presented by Coors Light.
That is Jason Wilde's theme music. Jason Wilde is joining the show. And Jason, we asked the question. We have a big announcement tomorrow at 4 o'clock on ESPN Madison during Rutledge and Hamilton. We're asking for wrong answers only. We have a lot of Jesse Nelson getting fired, but when people are chiming in, wrong answers only. What is our big announcement on Rutledge and Hamilton tomorrow for the big signing for ESPN Madison?
We are releasing you both from your contracts, and the show is going to be Wooly or Woey and Jelly, Ryan Wollersheim and Jesse Nelson, because Jesse Nelson is also joining Team Schuster as an Olympic curler.
Okay.
Wow.
Take it, Matt Hamilton's spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure it's about time. You know, his time has passed. Meanwhile, I don't know what Matt Hamilton's role will be, but I feel confident that even with his Olympic work schedule, he would still work more days than Jesse. So I think I think it's going to be a win for everybody.
You know what? I don't think that's totally wrong. I've really wanted to take a beat from curling and focus on my radio career. So that might be a good opportunity to find a new role here.
Hey, I know you guys are still in the running for the best sports comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious, at what point are you washed as a curler? Like what age? Because Wooly or Wowie
please don't.
said today on our show that he thought maybe he was washed already and he's turning 25. So as a curler, how long can you go? Like 50?
Yeah, so there's two real basic positions of curling. There's front enders and back enders. The front end does a lot more sweeping.
Are we still talking about curling?
Yeah. So those are the first, like there's a team of 4. Typically the lead and the second, the guys that throw first, or the front half of your stones, they're the front enders. They sweep more, a little more physically demanding. The back end or the third and the skip, they're more cerebral. They're calling the shots. They don't have to sweep as much. So the longevity is way better for like a third and a skip. And I'm a second, so
You're a front end guy.
I'm a front end guy. So I think, yeah.
Spicy.
Don't tell my wife.
I'm so glad I asked. I'm really glad I asked.
Yeah,
This
so
really worked out well.
I'm definitely a front ender. So I think my career, I'm probably already washed now that I think about it. 4th place after winning a gold medal? Like, come on, Jason. Read the room.
This better be a promo. This had better be a promo. That's all I'm saying.
Do you have football related questions? No, Jason.
I got other questions for Jason.
Oh, well, go ahead.
I was curious. I want to know what Jason does on the 4th of July, because he does not seem like someone who lights off fireworks with all the animals in his house.
Yeah, that's a very good observation. So we were not home for the 4th of July. When we are home, I am on pet calming duty. I feel like if you've seen one firework, you've seen them all. And I like fireworks if they're not upsetting the dogs, but our 2 dogs do get a little overwhelmed by those noises. So when we are home, I have them in the basement while our neighbor, who went to the University of Michigan and was a walk-on there for the football team, risks his life and everyone in our neighborhood by setting off fireworks unprofessionally. So I don't know if Andy did that this year or not because we weren't here. We were actually in Madison because Sydney took part in the Badgers volleyball camp on Friday and Saturday. So we spent the 4th in beautiful Verona and had about 5 sound machines going on our various iPads and iPhones so the dogs would not hear the fireworks going off in the Verona area. So that was our 4th of July.
How do your dog? My dog. I don't know what happened about 3 years ago. She's just done. Like she can't handle fireworks. She's panting. She's hiding under her feet. We have to use the sound machines. Have to distract her. The whole thing. Matt, what about your dogs? I had a Walker Hound named Flash from Florida. Didn't blink an eye at fireworks. Dolly didn't. I swear for the first 2 years of her life, and then all of a sudden, last 3 years, she's a wreck. What about your dogs, Matt?
They don't love them, but they're not like gonna go like cower or they're not gonna have an accident or anything.
She doesn't have an accident, thankfully, but she cowers.
Yeah, they're not. They're pretty good. I'm pretty lucky. I was with my sister's dogs this weekend. Fortunately, one of them's old. It's a pug. She's about 12 or 13. She's deaf, so she couldn't hear. It was awesome. Her other dog, the lab named Oli, he's a big softie. He was in the basement.
So, Jason, do you do anything? I know some people talk about CBD or like sedatives. Do you do anything for the dogs?
Thunder blanket.
Thunder blanket did not work for Dolly.
Yeah, we take them in the basement, and then we have the sound machines going. I'm usually the one that has an accident, not them, so we don't have to worry about that. But it is funny, like, because our girls, our oldest, Maddie, does not like loud noises to begin with, so she doesn't really enjoy fireworks either. So, like, we didn't really feel like there was a void in our life because we, like, got Cheesecake Factory takeout and went back to the Hyatt place and went to bed early so Sid would be well rested for the volleyball game.
That's fair.
Yeah. Do you smoke up your dogs for the holidays, Matt, or are they good?
I'm not sharing.
You just go to Cheesecake Factory all by yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you do that one. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I'm curious. So, getting into the football stuff, Jordan Love's got to sign soon, right?
Yeah, we have. I told Tausch this the other day, and he gave me a hard time for it. But I just have such Jordan Love contract fatigue, and it's not because I don't want him to get paid. Because, as you may have heard, I like Jordan as a guy. Like, he is. I've got the beginnings of a really good relationship with him. I really like talking to him about things other than football. I think he's really my kind of leader. Obviously, he's not leading me, but I love his leadership style. Like, it's a stark contrast from his predecessor. And I'm not saying that there weren't times when Aaron Rodgers was justified to chew guys' asses out and get after them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I never liked, and I've told him this to his face, so it's not like I'm talking behind his back on Wooly and Jelly here. But if I'm his teammate, I don't want you flailing your arms if I mess up. I don't want you screaming into the heavens or into the dirt or at me or giving me a dirty look. Like, I know I blanked up, you know. I'll do better next time, I promise. And I think that's Jordan Love's style. Now, behind the scenes, maybe on occasion he gets after guys when it's really necessary, but I just feel like, you know, again, a good leader knows which players need which type of motivation and which buttons pushed. And it would appear that Jordan Love, if I was one of his, ninth string wide receivers, because I can't play tight end, but then again, can I really play wide receiver? I just feel like I would really appreciate his leadership style. So I want this to be over. I think he deserves a big contract. Do I think he deserves to be the highest paid quarterback in the league? I don't. I just don't. And my point has been, if that's important to him, and I don't know if it is or isn't. I'm sure it's important to his agents to get that number to 56 or whatever it might be. But for me, I want absolutely positively the maximum amount of guaranteed money in my deal. Now, I don't think he's going to get all like $236 million guaranteed like Deshaun Watson, which was galactically stupid by the Browns, given not only his injury issues, but more importantly, his off-the-field indiscretions. But I want as much guaranteed as I can. And if I only get 52 as an average, but I get way more guaranteed than Trevor Lawrence at 142 or more than the 170 that Jared Goff got, that to me, that's a much bigger win. And so whether that happens before the first practice on July 22nd, I would expect it, but I wouldn't be floored if it didn't happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you had mentioned how you had have talked to Jordan Love and then started talking about things other than football. Are these like his interests, and like what are they, or what are you talking to Jordan Love about that's not football in this relationship? Oh, get out of here! Get out of here!
So obviously his now fiance Ronica Stone is a pro volleyball player. She was an All-American at Oregon, and oddly enough, like our first kind of non-football related discussion was he overheard me talking about Sydney playing volleyball, but he had no idea. He obviously assumed I'm really, really old, because I'm guessing he thought she was playing, some elite level because of her mother's athleticism. And I was like, no. She's 12. Like, she just started playing. And so he said, yeah, there's nothing worse than trying to watch middle school volleyball, he said. And I said, well, you're way away from that phase now, right? I mean, Ronica's moving into the pros. And that was how it started. And then, Ronica ended up going to Sid's club's practice once and talking to the team. And it just sort of grew from there, the conversation. So we talk about all kinds of different stuff. I will say the one work-related but not football-related topic, because I know he started to talk a little bit about it in recent months, is his dad. Because, for those that aren't aware, his father committed suicide when Jordan was 14. And I'm always fascinated and intrigued by what make people what they are. Like, we don't need to delve into my life, but I would say that some of the things that have happened in my life have made me obsessive about telling people I love them all the time, being a very bad helicopter parent, and really, really being focused on, preventing danger, whatever it might be. But on top of that, like, I'm super engaged to the point where Tausch thinks that I'm maybe over-engaged as a parent, but I didn't get that from my parents. So we're all products of how we grow up. And for Jordan to have overcome that at a critical age of 14 and to lose his dad that way and to become what he's become, I just think that speaks so much to his character that is a story that we've talked a little bit about it. But that is one story that I would really like to tell, because I'm just so impressed by the guy he's grown up to be, given the challenges that he faced at a really critical age.
Dang it, Jason, you make it hard for me to dislike people. I think people sharing stories about how suicide can affect their lives and people in their lives going through that and living the people around them that have to live through that, sharing those stories and destigmatizing suicide, I think is incredibly important. I've lost two people in my life that were very close to me because of it, and it's tragic, and good on Jordan for bringing attention to it, because I think a lot of people still shy away from it. So, dang it, why are you making me like him?
Well, here's why. It's because I'm taking so much shrapnel for my hot take of wanting your quarterback, and I guess technically my quarterback, to both be really great. Like, I was sitting in the Fleet Farm parking lot. I can't remember which show I was on the other day or last week, and I was just getting crushed because how can you possibly want him to be a great quarterback? How can you be cheering for Caleb Williams? And I try to explain, I'm not cheering for him per se. I'm cheering for the story and the rivalry. And it's so exhausting. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like for you to be a Bears fan in the Wisconsin market, because that's got to be even more exhausting. But it's like I might as well say that I hate cheese, I hate beer, I don't think you should be legally allowed to hunt deer. I mean, what else can I say in Wisconsin that would make people hate me or at least dislike my take more than, I really hope the Bears quarterback is good and this rivalry becomes a legit rivalry for the next decade and change.
And it is funny to me because, well, you wouldn't like it if it was how about this? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen can't get past Patrick Mahomes, but it is a lot of fun to watch those games over and over again. But if Jordan Love was the Mahomes in this situation and Caleb Williams was Josh Allen, who hasn't overcome the mountain, that's not fun. You still get the wins every time, but they're happening in meaningful playoff games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you're just a coward. You're afraid of competition.
I like dunking on the team that wants to be our rival again.
And we are your rival. Don't do this game. Just because the Brewers aren't the Cubs' rival doesn't mean you get to change it the other way.
I don't know. It's not really a rivalry anymore.
It is, though, because
it's still a rivalry.
Your reaction right now, your snide little angry comments and Jason Wilde getting crap in the Fleet Farm parking lot proves it is a rivalry. Like, you can't. Yeah,
who's Team
actions,
Schuster's rival?
Yeah,
Team Dropkin.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
they never beat us. So it's not really a rivalry.
You immediately said them. You immediately said them.
Curling's a small sport, Jim.
I mean, you're kind of like the Chiefs of curling, so yeah.
Yeah, in the U.S.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, why did the Chiefs finish in 4th place last time that there was a big
in the
tournament?
U.S.
That's why I said U.S.
They do dominate the U.S. As much as we like to give Team Schuster a hard time, I think you are kind of the Bulls for Team Dropkin because you guys always get. Well, they do always get to Worlds. So like Dropkin can never get past them. They do always get to Worlds. So they are winning in the U.S. They just
Do you imagine how much time
nationally.
I'd be at work if I lost to those guys?
I know. Can you practice less?
No.
Wait, if you're the Bulls, who does that make Hamilton then? Rodman?
On the team.
On that team?
Yeah. Are you Rodman?
The bad boy
Are you
of curling?
Pippen? You're not Jordan.
No, I'm not Jordan.
Ron Harper?
Probably Rodman.
Tony Kukoc?
Bison Deli?
Okay.
What do you, how deep want to go? Judd Bushler?
Why am I blanking on the guy's name? The coach for the Golden State Warriors.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. I'll be Steve Kerr. Just a 3-point specialist.
Well, and you can blend it too. John Paxson and Steve Kerr are basically the same person, so you can kind of be the blend of those two.
Okay, I'll be John Kerr.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be Steve Paxson.
Steve Paxson.
I like Steve
Yeah,
Paxson. Steve Paxson works out better. There you go. I like that. All right.
Thanks for helping us figure that out, Jason.
I'm here to help.
So maybe next time we talk, we'll definitely have the big news, but also maybe we'll have some big Packer news.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be 2 weeks, but it's getting close. Football season is honestly inching back around the corner.
Yeah, I'm so pumped.
Yep. Can't wait for the big news, guys. I'm eager to hear it. I know it's not what my answer is, thank God. So I look forward to the big announcement. Thanks, boys.
Thanks for coming on, Jason. Always great talking to you.
Love you.
All right, take care. Be good.
He does not love you, man.
Well, he tries to say it to people, so I was just giving him the opportunity.
Says it to people he loves.
Well, I was giving him the chance to respond. He chose not to.
Jeez, man.
That's a big That's big matzo ball out there. Brian, that's a piece of dating advice.
Don't do that on the first date.
Don't say I love you first.
No, I would think not.
Someone's got to.
Should I say I love you first or use a coupon first?
Coupon.
I think coupon has to come after love.
Yeah, I think it might.
First comes love, then comes coupon, then comes baby, and then baby carriage. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Watch every show live and for free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Matt Hamilton here for Leinekugels, the craft beer that showcases a commitment to tradition and quality, founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. No matter where I'm at, on the ice, on my boat, or if I'm just watching the big game, I always have a Leine's in my hand. Whether it's the refreshing summer shandy, the smooth honey vice, or my personal favorite, the juicy peach, there's a delicious flavor for every moment. Pick it up wherever you get delicious beer, but remember, you gotta be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
Metro Florida Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Florida Madison has the customer service that's second to none. Metro Ford is also the home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance offer on new vehicle purchases, making it the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFloridaMadison.com. That's MetroFloridaMadison.com.
Calling all athletes, Total Athlete Performance is here to take your game to the next level. Join them with summer speed camps available in both Verona and DeForest. Maximize your speed gains with intense acceleration-focused work, as well as max velocity and top-end speed training. Their trainers will tailor a weight room program specific to you with force velocity profiling. Plus, with data tracking and video analysis, you'll get to watch your progress firsthand. Visit tapwisconsin.com for more information. That's tapwisconsin.com.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
I think it's Slam Fam Field for the grand slams that have been hit over the last couple of weeks. Speaking of slam, I've never understood grand salami.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
I like salami. I got nothing against it as a sandwich meat. I've never understood that.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe, presented by Door County Distillery. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like New Paradise Lounge, Paoli Pub, Sportsman Bar and Grill, and Tootsie's Bar and Grill.
This is stand-up comedian Casey Rocket. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
You got a reaction. You got a reaction, didn't you? You took a run
We're playing the fantasy football draft.
You took a run
Doing a David Buster's. Book your fantasy draft. Get 20% off food and non-alcoholic beverages. Even a free appetizer all season long. Get started today at dnbparty.com. Speaking of Dave & Buster's, the ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy Football League is back this season. On August 1st, Dave & Buster's in Wauwatosa. Select ESPN Wisconsin fans will have a chance to draft their teams against the ESPN Wisconsin host. Make sure you're listening all day to ESPN Wisconsin on July 19th for details on how you can have your own team, but also team up with one of ours. This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light. It's the Mountain Blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
I am Rutledge. He is Hamilton. We got a big announcement for ESPN Madison tomorrow at 4 o'clock. You can still chime in on what you think, wrong answers only, you think the big announcement will be. 844-770-3776 is how you can chime in on that. Is, Wilde, with some of the stuff with Love, is there any part, and you listen back Wisconsin on Demand, Apple, Spotify, I know it's a great place, it's brought to you by our good friends at Revive Restoration, any part of you that is at all concerned, I'll ask both of you and you can chime in, but that this could become a problem? Like, we're all assuming it's not going to become a problem, but could it? Like, is there a percentage? Like, what percentage do you give the Jordan Love contract becoming a problem? Like a distraction, not like something that's going to disrupt, but maybe distract.
I don't think the odds are very high just because first of all, Jordan Love doesn't seem like that kind of guy. And I understand like it's agents who are going to be pushing back and not like Jordan Love in particular. But you do, like, as an agent, they have to give you offers. They can't withhold an offer thinking that they can get more. Like, they have to present it to you. So I just think they're going to get something done. I honestly think they're just hammering out some of the fine details right now. I think there's a pretty good outline for what this contract's going to look like already. They're just going over some of the semantics of it all. So I just don't think it's going to be a distraction. I don't think Jordan Love wants to be a distraction on this team, and I think they're going to get it done. So I'm going to say low chance of it being an issue.
I think when we announce on tomorrow's show that Jordan Love has signed his contract extension with the Green Bay Packers, it'll no longer be a distraction except for this show tomorrow. No, but I in reality, I think the only way it becomes a problem is if in some way, somehow, Tua's deal with the Dolphins does end up getting done before Jordan Love's, and if he somehow got more money than what Trevor Lawrence got. I don't think that's going to happen.
Tua gets 56.
If he gets 56 and if he gets even more guaranteed than what Trevor Lawrence did, like a higher percentage guaranteed. So then Jordan Love can go to his people and say, look, I need a $250 million 4-year contract, and I need $200 million of that guaranteed. Like, the Packers would have to rebuff him at that point, and they'd probably make him play out this season.
That's
and at
over
that point,
$60 million a year.
I could very well see that being the case, though.
No
if his leverage
Any
is
quarterback's getting $60 million this year.
If his leverage is that Tua just got paid what Trevor Lawrence did, and he feels like he's proven way more than Tua has, which his people could make a good argument for that. I'm not saying he has. You can make the argument, though. I think it would put the Packers in a really tough situation. Now, I do think that Jordan Love's deal ends up getting done in the next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before Tua does. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it becomes a distraction. It only does if they get beaten out, not only by Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, but also Tua gets done before Jordan Love.
Right. And I get what you're saying. I think the problem is the Packers having to talk Jordan down a little bit compared to Tua. Because, Tua threw for 70% completion percentage, nearly 5,000 yards last year.
I know, I'm just saying.
That blows out of the water what Jordan did. I understand you could eye of the beholder there, but if it gets contentious where you're having to make these comps, and even with the agent involved, that could get ugly. This is Rutledge Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Love you.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for an important update coming to ESPN Madison this July. Jim Rutledge here. Tune in to Rutledge and Hamilton.